Oh, you're approaching me? Ni hao y'all, Tommy here, and today I'm going to be eating some hot and spicy Mi Goreng and talking about why I got jaw surgery. So, for those of you who know me personally, you may have noticed that I've finally glowed up. I gained a chin, lost some weight, started a skincare routine, and been messing around with eyelid tape, although those last two aren't really relevant to the whole jaw surgery thing. Anyways, here's a before photo for comparison. You can kind of see how my chin melted into my neck, but now there's definitely a degree of separation between them. The biggest change would have to be in my side profile. Had some trouble finding a picture of it though. Never really took any since I was so chin secure. Pun intended, by the way. Intend your puns, cowards. Anyways, here's the photo and here's the comparison. There's definitely a lot more structure now and my face is more forward, but I'll also add in the x-ray so you can see how large of an advancement it really was. Following surgery, I lost a lot of weight. Before surgery, I weighed in at 197 pounds, which is 89 kilograms. Now I am almost 5 months post-op, and I weigh 157 pounds, which is 71 kilograms. I mostly lost the weight due to not being able to chew. I was put on a liquid diet for 6 whole weeks and been on soft foods ever since. Was really hoping I could chew and eat normally by now, but I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. I kind of want a cookie now. Anyways, this is supposed to be a food channel, so let me go cook these up real fast. Alright, got my Mi Goreng and fried up some eggs. Also grabbed some water, the non-flammable kind. Actually, I should probably double check that. Where's my lighter? Whatever. Let me get y'all a close-up of these noodles. Alright, let me crack these bad boys up. Well, I mean, I guess they're eggs, so they're already cracked, but you get the point. Yeah, looking real nice. But let me cut these up so I can actually eat. Alright, time to dig in. Mi Goreng just always hits the spot. It's probably my favorite type of instant ramen. Just so, savory and full of umami. Like the fried eggs just add another layer of depth and richness to the noodles. As for the spice, it's like there's a kick, but nothing too crazy. Now, back to the whole jaw surgery thing. I know I was talking about the cosmetic benefits earlier, but it was actually for medical reasons. I've been struggling with something called sleep apnea. Emphasis on the struggling, by the way. If you don't know what sleep apnea is, it's a sleep disorder where you stop breathing in your sleep. There are different types, but I had obstructive sleep apnea, which meant my airway would collapse when I slept. In my case, it was my jaws causing this. See, they were recessed or too far back, which meant there was less room and structure in my face. This caused my airway to be constricted and my tongue and the soft tissue in my face to be unsupported. When we sleep, our muscles relax, and when that happens, my tongue and all that unsupported soft tissue would collapse onto my already constricted airway, stopping me from breathing. When you stop breathing in your sleep like that, your brain will actually wake you up. Not enough to be fully conscious, but enough to get you out of those deeper stages of sleep. This allows the muscles to tense back up so you can gasp for air and start breathing again. So the muscles will relax again and then the cycle basically continues. So this would constantly happen to me throughout the night. This means I wasn't getting enough oxygen while I slept and not enough deep sleep either. So I would wake up feeling unrested and unrefreshed no matter how much I slept. I've been snoring like a demon since I was a kid, and that's probably when this all really started. See, snoring is a sign of sleep apnea. Well, just because you snore doesn't mean you have sleep apnea, but if you have sleep apnea, then you snore. But I would also, wake up feeling unrested. I just kind of thought it was me waking up on the wrong side of the bed, right? But it became more common in high school and even more so in college. For my first year in college, I was still able to get a decent night's sleep here and there, but then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Just kidding, but it was fall semester of sophomore year when things went downhill. The sleep apnea became an everyday occurrence, or I guess every night occurrence. Anyways, from that point onward, I wasn't even able to get a decent night of sleep. So I was just constantly sleep deprived. Damn, I couldn't get a good night's sleep for almost 3 years. How did I not lose my sanity? But being so sleep deprived, I was basically a zombie. I would get really bad brain fog, like that feeling when you're not really there or really out of it. School was not easy. I couldn't pay attention in class or stay focused while studying to save my life. Probably not even to save Dewey from Twice's life. Actually, I would probably have a 4.0 in that case. I somehow managed to make kind of good grades. How I did so is probably one of the 7 mysteries at UT. Being lectured to while you were really out of it was a weird sensation. It was like you could hear what they're saying, but you weren't really listening. So everything felt really disconnected or delayed. Maybe my brain was just lagging. My memory wasn't really the greatest at the time either. Things just wouldn't really stick. I tell you more, but I can't really remember what I don't remember. Life was a blur for the most part. I finished my noodles a bit earlier than I thought, so I'm gonna go grab some green tea ice cream real quick. Alright, I got my ice cream. Where was I again? Of course, being so sleep deprived meant I was a sleepy boy. I believe the medical term is excessive daytime sleepiness. In my case, it might have been extra excessive. I would just crash during the day and have to go home and take a nap. It's not like the nap really helped, because I would usually feel just as bad, if not worse, after waking up. I just had to take naps because I couldn't keep myself awake. Speaking of not being able to stay awake, I would doze off at the worst times, like in class or walking to or from class. I guess walking in general. But it's a little hard to call it walking at that point. It was more like stumbling, really. And believe it or not, but I've even fallen asleep while exercising. I would be at the gym on a weight machine or a rowing machine, mid-rep, just falling asleep. I actually fell off that rowing machine, by the way. I would have to say the worst times I've fallen asleep were while driving. I was usually able to catch myself in a split second, but there was one time where it was a bit longer than that. I had just gotten boba with some friends in Bel Air. That's the Chinatown here in Houston. And I needed to drive myself home. But I felt like I was gonna pass out soon, even though I had caffeine in me. I tried to get home as fast as I could. I was driving 80 on the highway, and I tried to keep myself awake by blasting twice as loud as I could. I remember TT was playing and it was about to be Nyan's part in the chorus, or pre-chorus I guess, but then it was lights out for me. When I came back to my senses, I was all the way in the shoulder, my side mirror was about to hit the divider, and then I proceeded to yeet back into lane. I was probably out for a good 7 seconds since it was Gio's part when I woke up. In a parallel universe, that Tommy died that day, and they don't get to enjoy his YouTube videos, so consider yourself lucky. But after that experience, I stopped driving unless I absolutely had to. I mentioned how when you stop breathing in your sleep, your brain will wake you up, but not enough to be conscious, but it did happen to me. In the mornings and randomly throughout the night, I would wake up feeling like I had the wind knocked out of me. I couldn't breathe, and I could feel my airway completely closed off. I would have to gasp for air and force it back open. I could still recall that sensation, and it was not pleasant. Like, all of this is supposed to happen while you're asleep. I also have insomnia, so when I randomly woke up like that, I would have trouble falling back asleep. And sometimes I'll just be laying in bed for hours. I guess I couldn't stay awake during the day and couldn't sleep at night. I don't know how that works, but I hated it. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a different color shirt, well, my camera died yesterday, so I have to redo this part. But have you ever seen the triangle that's like, pick two between enough sleep, good grades, and a social life? Well, I guess I had to pick enough sleep, but not really, and good grades kinda. What I'm trying to say is I didn't have much of a social life. Well, I was actually a lot more social my freshman year. A friend once told me freshman Tommy was the life of the party. Then sophomore year hit and it was like, what happened? I guess when the world needed me most, I vanished. I no longer had the energy to keep up with people and socialize as much. I ended up really drifting away from a lot of my friends and kind of felt like an outsider at times. But, I guess that's on me since I didn't or couldn't put in the effort. I just feel that I could have done more with my time in college if it wasn't for the sleep apnea. Even though it's cured now, I kind of feel like I forgot how to socialize. I'm working on it, but I'm not exactly sure how to go about doing so. Anyways, I wanted to end off this video talking about the process of getting jaw surgery approved. And well, it was a pain in the ass. At least for jaw surgery for sleep apnea. If you're getting jaw surgery for a bite issue, I imagine it will be a lot easier. But first I wanted to give a shout out to my jaw surgeon, Dr. Huang, not only for performing the surgery, but also guiding me through the whole process of getting it approved. I'll leave his information in the description if you live in Houston and are ever in need of a jaw surgeon. But if you do end up seeing him, let him know his favorite patient sent you. We still had to jump through a lot of hoops to get the jaw surgery done though. To get jaw surgery approved, you have to take multiple sleep tests that take forever to get approved and also be intolerant of the other treatment options. I was never really keen on the treatment options to begin with because I would much rather have a cure than deal with the treatment the rest of my life. And it's not like the treatments were any comfortable either. The first one I tried was a jaw appliance. It's basically a mouth guard that pulls your lower jaw forward and keeps it there. But the problem with it was that it's really bulky. I couldn't wear it for long, let alone sleep with it on. The other treatment I tried was called a CPAP machine. You wear this mask and then a machine will pump air into your airway to keep it open. But the mask itself wasn't all that comfortable, but the biggest issue was having air shoved down your throat. You have to breathe a certain way with it on, but I always messed it up, so air would rush down my throat and I would just choke on it. I was never able to fall asleep with it on. As for the sleep tests, I first took an at-home sleep test and then a in-lab sleep test, but wasn't approved for jaw surgery after either of them. I then took a sleep endoscopy where they put you under general anesthesia and observe your airway. It was finally after that I got approved for jaw surgery. Now that I've gotten jaw surgery, I can finally get restful sleep and not wake up feeling like death. It was a life-changing surgery for me, so thank you again to Dr. Huang. Well, this was my long-winded explanation to why I got jaw surgery. If you made it this far, then thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. For my next video, I'll be talking about my experience with the surgery and the recovery process, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I have for this video, so I'll see you later.